Look at this little rustic piece of wood. It has a bunch of holes at the top. It's definitely handmade, but I love when I find stuff like this. I know exactly what to do with it. I'm going to remove the twine on this piece because I don't want anything to take away from the beautiful texture on here. And if you watch my channel, you know that these metal picture holders are a staple in my stash. I use them for so many different projects. And for this one, I just want to use one of them. And then I have all of this beautiful greenery on the website. And sometimes at the bottom of the box, there's a sprig that has fallen off. Well, I keep all of those in case I need them for a project. So I'm going to glue my picture holder in the back, but in the center of the wood block. And I'm going to take all of my little sprigs of greenery. I try to keep it pretty neutral. I threw in a little bit of this beautiful lush purple color. And I'm just going to hot glue all of these pieces into the little holes. Another thing you always want to be on the lookout for at the thrift store is books with beautiful images in it. And this book is just full of all these beautiful florals. So I'm just going to pick out one that I think is going to go perfect on my little picture holder. And then this piece will be done. Now I thrifted this piece, but you could absolutely recreate it with a 4x4 block of wood, add some Dixie Belle chalk paint, distress it, and put some holes in the top. I think it's the perfect little addition to any vignette, and I really loved how it looked with this basket in the background. And you know they always have those at the thrift store, so be on the lookout for one to add to your vignette as well. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Last week y'all absolutely loved the video where we did some thrifting and then we did some flipping. So I figured we would just go ahead and do that again. And in today's video, we're going to be headed to the regular Goodwill and then the Goodwill bins. And do not forget that a lot of the paint and products, as well as the greenery and the cute little rabbits you're going to see that I use in staging, will be available on my website, juliesdesignsandsigns.com. Here's some little kitchen measuring things. It's not a whole set of them, but I think that's okay. I think I still have an idea for these. These two smaller pieces, I think I'm just going to leave them the metal color that they are, but this one I do want to paint it. I'm going to be using Dixie Belle chalk paint in the color Cotton. It's just a nice, pretty, bright white. So I'm going to put a couple layers of chalk paint on here, and then I'm going to distress it because I really want to see all those little numbers and those little measuring marks. And then I just looked through my stash to see what I had on hand to accessorize this. I'm going to use this doily. Y'all just think of doilies as small, cute little blankets, and you cannot go wrong with a succulent for spring. How cute is this? Now we're going to move on to the other two cups. I took some moss out my stash. It's just going to take a very small amount for this project, and I'm actually going to hot glue the moss to the inside of the cups. And that's going to create some little tiny nest inside of there. Now we need some little tiny eggs. Now I've never been able to find tiny eggs. So what I do is I take my IOD air dry clay that is always in my stash, and you just ball them up into an egg shape. And then you can make them the exact size you need for your project. So now I'm just going to hot glue these into my little moss nest. And then I felt like I wanted to add just a little bit of color. So I took one sprig from the Fall Array Half Sphere. It is this beautiful vintage purple color. And I just cut up this one tiny sprig and I hot glued that into my little nest. And I felt like it was just the perfect little pop of color. I wanted these to hang, so I felt like lace would be perfect. And it would also tie into the doily if I decided to stage all of these together. These came out absolutely adorable. I staged them on these hooks that I have in my dining room, but just think of them as a little spring tag that you can put anywhere in your home. And as you can see from the stuff that is in my hooks, I love accessorizing with kitchen items, and look how pretty these look against the basket. And then y'all, I went to stage our other little piece and I ended up hanging these on this oval basket, and I'm obsessed with the way that it came out. And of course, our little succulent is cute as well, but I think the little nest just stole the show on this one. Look at this frame that I just found. How beautiful. It's actually not wood, but it looks like wood, and I love the age and patina on it. So I think we can definitely do something with this. They have this piece of canvas in this bin. I think I'm gonna grab it because this would be great to make artwork, and then I could put an IOD transfer or something on it. It just makes a beautiful textured background. I love these older frames where you can just unscrew the back. It is so much easier than dealing with staples, and then it's also super easy to put it back on. I'm actually going to be using the glass on this piece. I'm going to take some Gorilla spray glue and I'm going to spray the glass, and then I'm going to attach my canvas that I thrifted to it. So I'm just going to apply the canvas and then trim off all of the excess. I want to add some artwork to my canvas. I think this one is going to be perfect, and the colors are just going to work so great together. So when you're using a transfer, you just take off the backer and then you apply it to your piece, and then you use a transfer tool that comes with your transfer and you just rub it over and the image will transfer onto your piece. And I think the IOD Brocante transfer is just my go-to for spring. There's so much good stuff in here, flowers and butterflies and lots of beautiful images. And of course, you can find everything on my website, juliesdesignsandsigns.com. And look how beautifully that transferred onto this canvas. It almost looks like it was printed on here. Even all of the little numbers and the typography transferred perfectly. Now I just need to put it back together and style it. You could hang this piece on the wall, but I thought it looked really pretty on my entryway table in my foyer as we transition from winter into spring. Definitely never pass up those frames at the thrift store that are plastic, but they look like wood. I love those. These are some that I have in my dining room, and unless you're touching them, you would never know that they're not wood. They are beautiful. I want to take a quick minute to tell y'all about my next Whatnot sale. But first, let me tell y'all what Whatnot is in case you do not know. It is an app where all day long they have different live auctions going on. So it'll be, somebody like me, and they'll be showing items that they're selling, and you can go in and you can bid on these items, and there's all kind of different categories. That way you can find the stuff that you are interested in. So if you're, into the rusty, crusty like me, there's sellers out there for you. If you want fashion and design, there's sellers out there for you. Or if you're looking for collectibles, you get the point. There's so many sellers and live auctions going on all day long, and Whatnot is actually giving all of my new customers a $15 coupon. So I'm going to tell you exactly how to get that. Go to the description of this video and there will be a link for you to click and claim your $15 Whatnot credit. Then on the website, you are going to create a Whatnot account, and then you want to download the Whatnot app onto your phone. And once you log in, you can go in and click all of the categories that you think you might be interested in. That way, when you're on your homepage of Whatnot, it'll be showing you all these options that they think you might like. On Whatnot, you want to go search for my page. It is Julie's Designs and Signs. And once you find it, you want to make sure you bookmark my next show. You do that by pressing that little icon on the upper side. And that is how you get your $15 credit to use on Whatnot. So that coupon is for any new customers on Whatnot, and I will leave a link in the description. I also have a link if you are interested in becoming a seller. I know a lot of my followers have started selling on Whatnot, and I've had a lot of success. It's just a super fun platform. I love it, and I think y'all gonna love it too. Now, my next sale will be January 11th at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And if you've never been to one of my sales, I do mystery box sales. I have an amazing picker that goes out and finds me the cutest vintage home decor, all the things that I love, all the things that you love, but I don't know what's in this box. So it's just an extra layer of fun. We open it together. I will show you each item, and all of the auctions start at $1. So I would love it
if y'all would come over and join me on Whatnot. I'm also going to be doing a buyer's appreciation giveaway, but I will tell y'all more about that at the end of the video. So let's get back to some DIYs.
Look at these precious little kissing bunnies. This is one of the most adorable things I've seen in a while. The color is all wrong, but we can absolutely fix that. I am using one of my favorite paintbrushes. This is the Stylemaster Pointed Sash. It's just perfect for these pieces that have lots of details because the point gets into all the little spaces, and then it's also great for coverage on the bigger areas. I'm also using Fusion paint in the color Little Lamb. It's a great medium gray color, and as you can see, Fusion paint just has the most amazing coverage. I'm going to do one coat on here and probably a little bit touch up. Next, I want to add some wax. I'm going to be using Dixie Belle white wax and black wax. Once my gray paint is dry, I'm going to cover the entire piece in Dixie Belle's white wax, and then I'm going to take a paper towel and wipe off all of the excess. Now I'm going to come in with my black wax and a finer tip paintbrush, and I'm going to put it in all of the places that there would be a shadow in all of the creases of this little figurine, and also the bottom where it would be a little more weathered, just to give this a little more dimension, maybe have it look like it's been sitting outside. So I'm putting my wax on, then I'm going to take a paper towel, I'm going to wipe off the excess, and then I'm also going to kind of dry off my paintbrush and I'm going to blend it together. We already have that white wax on there, so we have time to work with this. It will not dry quickly, so you just kind of keep playing with it, blending it, wiping it off until you get the exact look that you want. How precious did these little bunnies turn out? I absolutely love them, and with these 3 products you could pretty much take any figurine or object that you find at the thrift store and give it this faux cement look. Here's a pretty springy paper wreath. The great thing about these types of wreaths is you can take them apart and use them as sprigs or use the wreath all together. See brass. What in the world is this? Okay, I have no clue what this brass thing is, but you know, it's brass, it's cute. We can figure something out. The great thing about these wreaths is you can use them as a wreath or you can unwrap them, and then you're left with all of these sprigs of greenery that you can use in your projects. And then I'm actually going to cut it down even more than that. That way I have smaller pieces of greenery to work with. And I'm going to take all of the little pit berries that came in this wreath and I'm going to wrap it around the center of this brass piece just to add a little floral and a little bit of greenery to the center. And with the other small sprigs of greenery that I cut, I'm going to start adding them into the little holes on this brass piece. I still have no clue what this thing is actually used for. I seriously doubt it's for a floral holder. So if you know what the original purpose of this was, definitely leave me a comment below. My brass piece is now covered with cute sprigs of greenery and flowers, but I have this piece on top and I just thought a bird's nest would fit perfectly on there. This is the twig and moss nest that is available on my website, and I just added 2 little eggs in there and a glossy white bird to finish this piece off. All right, guys, y'all please let me know how y'all think I did with this challenge and what would you have done with this piece. I just added it to a vignette that I already had in my living room, and to make the other pieces in my vignette go with it, I took more sprigs of that greenery from the wreath and just added into the pieces that was already there. This is the mixed florals and blooms candle ring that is available on my website, and it's kind of like the other wreath where you can unwrap it and then you have all of these sprigs of greenery to work with. So I want to show y'all how I used it in my daughter's room. I used the sprigs to make a garland over her bed. Look how pretty this is. It just adds that pop of color. I even made that sign above her bed. And then I also used some more sprigs just to put in some little pieces around her room. So with just a couple of wreaths, I was able to create this whole collection of floral to use throughout her room. Sorry guys, I might have went shopping without y'all and I found this beautiful enamel pot. Unfortunately, the handle was burnt, but we can easily fix that. I think Dixie Belle's chalk paint in the color English Ivy is going to be the perfect choice and go great with the florals on this pot. I wasn't going to paint the little knob. I thought the wood tones would look good, but once I painted the handle, I felt like the knob needed to be painted as well. I also like the solid color of the green, so I decided not to distress it. I'm just going to seal this chalk paint with Dixie Belle Sealer in a flat finish. In last week's video, I told y'all English Ivy was going to be the perfect color for spring, and this project this week just confirms it. Look how amazing it looks with white and all the florals on this enamel teapot.
All right, guys, that is the end of today's video. Please let me know how y'all are enjoying this format where we do a little thrifting and then we do a little flipping, because I am really liking it. And if y'all love it too, I think we're just gonna go ahead and keep doing that. Also, leave a comment below. Let me know what was your favorite project. You could probably tell in the video, but I think mine was the little measuring cups with the bird's nest. Adorable, but I don't know. Also, the kissing rabbits were pretty precious as well. I don't know if I can decide. If you can decide, leave a comment below. Let me know what was your favorite. And I promised a buyer's appreciation giveaway in my next Whatnot sale. So what that means is you actually have to be a buyer on the show. There's also a buy it now section that I'm going to fill up with items that you could also purchase. So anybody that purchases from the auction or the buy it now section will be eligible for the giveaway. And I am giving away a box full of DIY items. Now, it's empty because I haven't actually filled it up yet, but the plan is to kind of go through my stash and go through my shipping room and fill it with just lots of goodies that you could use for DIY. So y'all make sure to check out my next Whatnot sale. And of course, I will leave everything linked in the description for y'all. And I will see y'all next Friday for another DIY. Bye, guys.